The street light Faraday. Under the full street light glow, she walks with a purpose, nowhere to go. A shadow of dreams that were stolen away, a promises whispered, debts to repay. Bruises and scars tell a story untold, of nights traded cheap, of bodies turned cold. But in the alley, a woman stands tall, a savior, a siren, the mistress of all. She's the queen of the night, the one they all seek, with a heart that's half stone, but a voice that's sweet. She'll patch up their wounds, give them shelter and care, but the price of her kindness is a cross they must bear.
Okay, again, this is F.A.C.E Productions, Focus Authority, Creating Excellence. I ran into another cutie out here. What street are we on?
Between Orchard and Greenfield.
Orchard and Greenfield.
Yep.
Okay, so if you don't mind introducing yourself. Let me get that shit. Okay. Yeah, so introduce yourself if you don't mind.
I'm Marcy.
Marcy?
Yep.
Okay, Marcy. So, how old are you?
28.
28? Okay. So, is this street between Orchard and where did you say?
Greenfield.
Greenfield, is this a common hustle area for you?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so how long can you say that you've been familiar with this specific area and hustling?
Well, I've lived on Orchard my entire life, so I'm pretty familiar with the neighborhood and the area, so.
Okay, so this your hood?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I get it. So, what brings you to a point where you decided to hustle? You know what I mean? Like out here.
Long story short, my record isn't as good as the, usual average person, so it's kind of harder for me to get a legit job. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not something I'd prefer or like to do, but I mean, when you got kids and responsibilities, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do.
Right.
For sure. Okay, so if you don't mind, how many kids do you have?
2 boys.
2 boys? Okay, that's a good thing. 2 soldiers. So what would you say is the most productive amount of money you could say you've made out here in a day?
I would say like on the street. The most I'd say like 7, 8, like almost 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
close
that.
to it.
Some of the ladies tell me anywhere between some days are good days 400 or 500. Other days maybe 5 to 1,000.
Right. I guess it depends on the day, and if you determined and want to get it, you gonna get it. It's all on. I guess it's all on you.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now I did notice you said that you hustle because you have responsibilities you have to take care of.
Right.
Kids, rent, bills, things like that. Is there any drug addiction involved?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what would be your drug of choice?
My drug of choice is my first drug of choice is marijuana.
Okay.
My second drug of choice is cocaine, and my third drug of choice is heroin.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately.
Yeah, you know what, and that's common. Like heroin and cocaine is the common thing that I hear around here. But that's taking a back seat. I really never hear anybody say that.
Yeah, and that's actually like my first drug of choice. Like, no, I need my weed.
Right. No doubt. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so 28. You don't have a significant other, or?
No, not at the time. I haven't for the last 2 years.
And is that by choice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it that you see yourself doing in the next 3 to 6 months?
Well, right now I'm actually in the process of gonna be a caretaker.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get licensed for that. Like right now, I'm starting with my grandmother. Yeah. So I'm doing a little, care. Hopefully, I'll start doing the caretaking for her, and then, go on from there. I definitely don't, hopefully, see myself in doing the same occupation.
So you do have ambitions to say, the hell with this street hustle shit.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And actually, Monday I have a appointment at 5 in the morning for methadone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Now methadone, what is that? Is that
Methadone is usually to get off of
okay.
opiates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess once you have methadone, it prevents you from getting high with anything else.
Not anything else, but opiate. I mean, you still can, but it takes the urge away. It takes the withdrawals away. To where your body. It gets to the point where your body needs the heroin.
Right.
That's the difference between heroin and cocaine. Like, cocaine is something I choose to do, not something I feel like I need to do, but when it comes to the heroin, it's a lot different, that your body gets immune to it, and after a certain time, like, your body needs it, or you can barely even get up off the bed, like.
So
it's ridiculous.
You experienced that, like,
yeah,
withdrawal type shit?
yes, I have.
Okay.
And it's the worst.
If you don't mind me asking, when was the last time you would say you used heroin?
This morning.
This morning? Okay. And like, how long does a heroin high last?
I mean, I guess it depends on how you consume it.
Yeah. Well, what other ways you can consume it?
I mean, you can snort it. Some people smoke it. Other people, inject it through their veins.
Okay.
I actually snort it, so
Okay.
I feel like it takes a little bit longer to for me to for me to feel it hit my system.
Okay.
But I feel like it lasts longer than when you would inject it or smoke it. Yeah. Well, in my opinion.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I would just think it would be more concentrated because it's injected directly into your vein.
Right. So it would hit you
Immediately.
but I feel like, because I've done it before,
Okay.
So to me it felt like you felt it a lot quicker and a lot like the rush, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you snort it, it takes like a little while. Like, it depends on how good or whatever, how much you consume, but majority of the time it takes about 15 minutes for you to not, like, if you're sick, for you not to feel sick, or if you want to be high to feel the highness. Yeah.
Okay. I really appreciate your honesty too.
Yeah, no problem.
Has there been any bad experiences you've experienced while being out here?
Yeah. The worst one, I would say, I got in the car and didn't realize there was two other men in the back seat. And when I did come to realization, I had a knife to my throat. Like, it was crazy. I was able to, get away, safe, not harmed, but, I was, how do I say it, forced to do things I didn't want to do.
So,
Thank God, not vaginally wise, but either way it goes, yeah.
No, I speak to a lot of girls who tell me they've been raped out here before, so that's something that's never happened to you.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I would call it is rape, because it's sex, whether it was oral sex, vaginal sex, and that's what I mean. It was oral sex, but it was something that I didn't want to do, and I was forced to do it. You know what I mean? So I would call it rape.
Hey, it's the same identical fucking
right,
thing,
right.
And I'm sorry you had to experience that.
Yeah.
Has it been any good things that have ever happened?
Yeah, I've ran into, like, a lot of good people. Like, right now I'm actually looking at an apartment because one of the guys I met is he does
Real estate.
real estate. Yeah, so he told me, like he can give me a nice,
Close.
place for a nice price, and like that. Him. I've also ran into, like, there's these what do you call them, like I don't know if you've heard of, like, Street Life and like the Benedict Center and Inner Beauty. It's like these what do you call them, like, they're what? No, like,
Women's support.
yeah, like people who, like, come out here and, like, support and donate things to the girls, like, and, like, you get good services, like they can help you with, like, low income housing, getting into shelter if if you're homeless. They give you, like, free food, hygiene, all that type of stuff. They you have a opportunity to be able to get tested for free, and condoms and syringes for people who inject and things like that, and a lot of good sources,
I get it.
resources. Yeah,
Totally get it.
yeah.
Yeah. What else did I want to ask you? You're pretty, you know that, right?
Thank you.
You know. So yeah. What happens after this interview? In the case of your life, like, what happens after you, like, okay, I'm out of the car, I'm done with this interview. What does your life? What direction do you go?
Well, right now I was actually headed home, back to my kids. So yeah, I'll be heading home and getting them ready for school. Well, not school because it's a weekend, but
All right.
yeah.
Well, that's sort of different because a lot of these women, they have no place to go. So.
Yeah, I'm glad to say, that I have, a home
All right.
and, people to support me and my kids, I'm a mother before anything, so
Right.
they come first before anything, any drug, anything, like, yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure there's other women out here who have children and thought the same way before the drugs totally pulled them away. Do you think that's possible that can happen in your case?
I don't think so, because I've been in the drug life since I was 21.
Okay.
I'm 28, and you know what I mean. It's been quite a
A run.
a run. Yeah, yeah.
I get it, and I'm not laughing.
No, I know.
No.
Not at me, but with me.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say I appreciate you talking.
Yeah,
to
no
me,
problem.
having this conversation, being open with me. One other thing. I know I saw you maybe about a week ago, and I spoke to you, and you wasn't really interested. Like, no, move around. I felt bad or whatever. But I've ran into you again today, and we seem to have this dialogue, and I'm glad you opened up to me. And I just want you to know it's coming from a good place while I do these interviews, so it's not making a mockery of
Right.
the lifestyle, the hustle, or none of that. I know we all got to do what we got to do. What was your first impression when you saw me, when I approached you?
The first time, or you talking about, like, the
Yeah.
well, yeah, I really thought it was more like you, like,
Wanted your services.
no, well, yeah, actually, now that I think about it, yeah. But then when you told me, like,
What it is.
what it was, then I thought, I'm like, is he doing this for a good purpose, or is it for a bad purpose? And then, like, I conversated with a few other girls about I brought the situation up, and they told me that, they also, like, were offered the opportunity, and some did, some didn't, and got more information about it, and
So at the end of the day, I'm not just a bum ass nigga. It's
Not at all, not at all, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I appreciate your time, sister.
Yeah, no problem.
So, at the end of this, can you tell the viewers to subscribe to F.A.C.E Productions?
Yes, yeah. Go ahead and subscribe.
Appreciate
Face production.
it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right.
Streetlight serenade. Under the home, streetlight glow. She walks with a purpose, nowhere to go. A shadow of dreams that were stolen away. A promise is whispered, debts to repay. Bruises and scars tell a story.